Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video we will be comparing WordPress to the Hostingo website builder to help you figure out which of these is the best website builder for you and your business. We will be taking a look at the differences in the pricing and plans, the ease of use, the features, the customizability, and everything else that you need to know when making a decision on which of these website builders you should go with. Now, starting out with the pricing and plans, the first one that we are going to touch on is the Hostingo website builder, because the pricing and plans are just a lot simpler with this. With the Hostingo website builder, if you use the top link in the description of this video, this will give you the best deals and discounts available. Right now, this is the Black Friday offer, which is up to 85% off. Now, if you are watching this after Black Friday, you probably are, then this offer won't specifically be the Black Friday sale, but there will still be an incredible offer of at least 70% off all of your pricing and plans by using that link. I should also mention that that is an affiliate link, so I will earn a small commission at no extra cost to you, and it's a win-win situation, right? I get a small commission, and you get the best deals and discounts available. With that said, we can click on Claim Deal right here, and we essentially just have two plans to choose from. We have the premium plan, which is $195 per month, or the business plan, which is $295 per month. Essentially, the only difference between these, you will see all of the top features are the same. We can create up to 100 websites, we get free email, 150 templates, a 30-day money-back guarantee, 24/7 customer support, a free domain. This is the same across both of these. The difference comes where we go down to the AI tools and e-commerce. So if you are building specifically an e-commerce website, I will say, just to preface this, I wouldn't recommend building an e-commerce website on Hostingo. I'll explain why later in the video. But if for some reason you are going to ignore me and you want to build an e-commerce website on Hostingo anyway, you do need to have this business plan in order to do so. The main pro, I would say, of having this business builder though, is going to be the AI tools. So with this, you can essentially get an AI image generator where you can type, let's say you are building a website for a coffee shop. You could type, make me an image of a guy drinking coffee, and you will get an AI image, which actually looks pretty realistic, of a guy drinking coffee. We then have an AI writer. So if you are creating a blog or something, you could type, make me a blog article of the top 10 affiliate programs of 2024, and it would do that for you. We then have a blog generator, AI heat maps, which is something I don't really use, but it basically shows you where people are most likely to look on your website so that you can concentrate your efforts there. And then we also have some AI SEO tools. So those are the two plans right there. The one caveat to these plans is actually going to be how long you purchase your hosting for. Because if you look right here, we have this $195 pricing, but it also says right here $7.99 per month when you renew. So essentially the way that this works, if we click in to choose one of these plans, you can see that we have the period right here. So in the period, what this basically means is how long you want to purchase your hosting for. Now look at this. If I go for 1 month, this is the only one that I don't recommend, because look how much more expensive this is. If I go for 1 month, this is going to be $12.95 per month plus a $4.99 setup fee. On top of this, we also don't get our free domain. We have to purchase this separately, and this is another $12. So that's why I don't recommend the monthly plan, because we would be paying $20, plus we would also have to buy our domain, which is another $12. So it's going to be around about $30 just to buy the hosting for 1 month, and then we have to pay $12.95 per month after that. So at a minimum, I recommend purchasing 12 months. For this, we only pay $30. We get our hosting for an entire year, and we pay this all up front. So with this, we get an average price of $245 per month, but we pay this all up front. And then after that 12-month period has elapsed, so you've gone through and you have had your hosting for 12 months, it's then going to renew at $10.99 per month. If you know that you are going to have your hosting for a longer period of time, it's better to actually go with either the 24 or 48 months, because this is going to work out cheaper. As an example, if I go for 48 months right here, I can pay $93 and I get my hosting for an entire 4 years, all paid upfront for just $93 right here. On top of this, the renewal price is also cheaper. So once again, you have had your hosting for an entire 4 years. Well, after that, it's actually going to renew at $7.99 instead of the $10.99 if we went with the 12 months. The awesome thing about this is if we do go for 48 months, there's not really any risk there, because if for whatever reason you decide you really don't like this, all of these have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try this out and make sure that you like it with this risk-free money-back guarantee. So that is the Hostinger pricing right there. Very, very cheap with that discount applied, because we can get an entire 4 years of hosting for under $100 as opposed to $621. Now onto WordPress, the pricing is a little bit more complex, because with WordPress, WordPress is actually open source. So what this means is WordPress itself is completely free. This is not on WordPress.com. This would be on WordPress.org. You can go on here onto WordPress.org, click on Get WordPress, and you can install WordPress onto your machine and just build your website for free. The reason that you don't want to do this is because you'd still need hosting to actually put your website live. So if you were to download this, you could build your website, and this is a very, very basic version of WordPress. I don't recommend this. You can build your website, but you can't actually put it onto the internet. It's literally just on your computer. To put the website live and onto the internet, we need hosting, which is where WordPress.com comes in. Now, WordPress.com is once again not somewhere I would recommend buying your hosting, because this is very, very expensive. Look at this. If we go for personal right here, we basically don't get anything. One of the main things that we need in terms of a WordPress website is the ability to install plugins, and we also need themes in order to build the website. So realistically, if we were to go to WordPress.com and buy our hosting right here, we are either going to be paying $25 or $45 per month in order to do this. So what people tend to do, and the thing that I have done to build all of my WordPress websites, is to actually buy your WordPress hosting through Hostinger. Once again, I will leave my affiliate link for the Hostinger WordPress hosting in the description. And if you go over to this screen and we click on Claim Deal, once again, we can get up to 85% off with that link. We can click on Claim Deal right here, and we have 3 different WordPress plans to choose from. The one that I recommend is going to be this business plan right here. And the reason for this is because we get increased faster storage. So you see on this plan right here, this premium, we get SSD storage. This is essentially a slower version of storage, which is going to make your website load a little bit slower. With NVMe storage, this is the fastest storage that you can get, and this is going to make your WordPress website load faster. On top of this, something else that we get is daily backups as opposed to weekly backups. And the thing that you will find with WordPress, the thing that's a little bit annoying about this is especially using plugins and building out your website on WordPress. What you can tend to do, and I've probably done this 5 to 10 times over my career, is just destroy the entire website by installing a plugin that doesn't really work or messing something up on your website. And with these backups, what you can do is you can go to yesterday's saved version of the website when everything wasn't destroyed, and you can just put that live. And it stops you from having to go back a week and losing a week's worth of progress. Another reason that this business plan is going to be the best is because of this free CDN. Now, what a CDN is it basically puts your website on a variety of different servers and helps your website load faster throughout the entire world. I think they actually give an example right here. Okay, no, they don't. But essentially what this would mean, you can kind of read this from here. But let's say that your website is hosted in America, right? In, let's say, Dallas, Texas. So your website is hosted in Dallas, Texas. If somebody from Brisbane, Australia tries to access your website, because it's so far away, it's going to take a long time to load. What CDN does is it puts your website on multiple servers. So if somebody from Australia in this example tries to access your website, they would get it from the version of your website that is saved closer to Brisbane, Australia, and it makes your website load a lot faster globally. So this is the one that I recommend right here, the business plan, if you do want to go with WordPress. Once again, the same thing applies in terms of if we go right here, the plans. So if we go to the monthly plan right here, this is going to be a lot more expensive. expensive, but we can buy a full 1 to 4 years upfront right here, and that's going to save us a lot of money in the long run. With these hosting plans, it is very easy to get WordPress set up, and this is basically done for you automatically. Once you have purchased your hosting, it's then going to take you through to this screen where we just answer a few questions. It's then going to ask if we would like to build the website with WordPress or the Hostinger website builder. Of course, with this, we are going to be choosing WordPress to get this set up. So we just choose WordPress right here, choose the domain for the website that we are going to be using, enter in some contact details, and then from here, we will be taken over to the Hostinger panel. And to access WordPress, we just click on the WordPress admin panel right here, and we will be taken into WordPress, which is now fully installed. So with pricing out of the way, next, let's move on to the ease of use with these two website builders, and which of these is the easier to use. To answer this question, without a shadow of a doubt, the Hostinger website builder is a lot easier to use. With that being said though, it's a lot simpler, and I'll explain this more throughout this video. So as soon as you have purchased your Hostinger website builder hosting, we will be taken over to this screen right here, where we can either choose from some pre-made templates. So we can go down and just select one of these. If you are making maybe a blog, we can search for a blog up here, and this is going to bring up all of the blog templates. If we are building like I don't recommend this, but an e-commerce website, we can search for e-commerce, and then it's going to bring up the e-commerce templates that we can use. So you can use one of these, just click on select template and then go through and edit the website. Or alternatively, we have the AI website builder, where all we would have to do is enter in a brand name. So let's say that this is like a dog walking website. We can say that this is Dogs for Days. I can say I am a dog walker and doggy daycare that looks after dogs or any shape or size. We can then click on create website right here, and the AI is now going to get to work and build us out our customized AI website if this is the route that we chose to go down. So just like that, the website builder has now loaded in right here. And in order to actually edit and customize and make changes to this website, all we have to do is go up to edit site right here. Click into this, and then we can make all of the changes. So I can type whatever I want to in here. To change the background image, we can click on the background image. We can go up to edit section right here, and we can change the background. To change buttons, we just click in and click edit button. We can change what this says. So we could just say like, I don't know, I love my dog. We can choose where this is going to link to, and essentially this is the entire thing. We just click in, we edit, we click into the text, we edit. Very, very easy and very, very simple. With WordPress, there is a steeper learning curve here, but you can just do a lot more with this. So as an example, just to show you why there's a steeper learning curve, if I was to go in here and just edit my website as it is, this is just a very basic and blank website. I can click in, and this is the default WordPress editor. Now, honestly, this absolutely sucks. Like, the WordPress editor itself is terrible. We can't drag and drop things around like we can on Hostinger right here. We can't just click in and edit the images and edit the text. This is absolutely terrible. So what you want to do instead is we need to install a plugin that allows us to access Elementor, which is going to give us access to that drag and drop functionality. To do this, we would need to go over to plugins right here and click on add new plugin, just like this. We are then taken over to the WordPress plugin library, and the plugin that we would need to do this is called Starter Templates. We can enter that in, and then in here we can go ahead and install this, and then once this is installed, we go through and activate. So you can see already just from this quick explanation why WordPress has a steeper learning curve, because if you weren't watching this tutorial and you just went in there and started to use WordPress by yourself, you would have no idea about this. You would be sat in the WordPress editor looking through, you wouldn't know about starter templates, you wouldn't know how to use any of this. Unless, of course, you specifically look for YouTube tutorials, which is basically going to be your life for the first probably week to 2 weeks if you do decide to go with WordPress. But in here, what we can now do is choose the Elementor editor right here. We can choose one of these templates. So this is where it's going to give us access to these fantastic templates. We can choose one of these, for example, go ahead and set all of this up and like choose the font and things like this. Go through and actually accept this and let this template take over, install Elementor and everything like that. And once that is set up, we can now click into edit with Elementor right here. And this is a much better page builder that we can use. But once again, even with this, even now that we can go in and we can do things just like we could on the Hostinger website builder right here, it's still more advanced. So we do have drag and drop functionality where we can drag and drop things around into different areas. But just even with this on the side panel, this is a lot more advanced. Like we have more things to do. We can style this in more ways. We can edit the border radius. We can add text shadows. We can change the text color on the hover and all of these things like this. So even with this, even though Elementor is a much better website builder to use, it is still more advanced than the Hostinger website builder that is just a lot more simple. So the way that I would recommend this is if you are new to websites and you don't want to spend a lot of time on your website, like learning how everything works, go with the Hostinger website builder. Alternatively, if you do already have a little bit of website experience, or you want a better looking website and you are willing to put in more time to actually learn how to use the tool, go with WordPress. Just to show you an example of what I mean, if I go over to apple.com, there is absolutely no way that you would be able to build anything like this using Hostinger. Because it's just way too simple. There's not enough that we can do. Like we can edit text. This is all we can do. With Elementor, you might not be able to build something that is this well built, of course, because this is Apple and it just looks fantastic, but you would be able to get a lot closer to this with using WordPress and Elementor because it just has more customizability and more things that you can do. Then finally, the last thing to touch on is going to be the plugins and extensions that you can install with both of these tools. Now, this touches into earlier why I recommended, if you remember, I said do not build an e-commerce website over here on Hostinger. You can do this, like you physically can build an e-commerce store. It's just not recommended because the e-commerce functionality with this is just basically non-existent. It's just not very good. If you do want to do this, you can see we have online store. We can go in here and click on online store. And then from here, we can go in, we can edit all of this. We can edit what we have. We can add discounts. We can add in the different products, but it's just not very good. You can't really track inventory. There's no analytics. There's nothing like that. And it's just super, super basic. So the only time I would say it's really okay to use the e-commerce functionality inside of the Hostinger website builder is if, for example, I was building a band website and I want to sell like 1 to 2 pieces of merch, I don't really need massive e-commerce functionality to do this. But if I'm building a dropshipping store and I tried to do this on Hostinger, that's not going to go very well and it's not going to be very efficient. The reason that this ties into the extensions and the plugins is because on WordPress, there is just a huge, massive library of different extensions and functionality and plugins that we can get with WordPress that we can't get with Hostinger. So this is in the plugins area. By far the best and the most popular e-commerce plugin for WordPress, which is fantastic, is going to be this tool right here called WooCommerce. So this is free to actually add into WordPress right here. We just search for WooCommerce. We go ahead and install the plugin right here and then of course activate it. And I'm not actually going to set this up, but we can go in here into the WooCommerce area and we can see like our orders where we are going to get analytics. We can see all of our customers, our reports. We can go down and add in different products and we can track them with stock keeping units and things like this. So the e-commerce functionality is a lot more. On top of this, plugins are fantastic. So essentially any features or functionality that you want to add to your website, whether you want to add extra security, speed, things like this, whether you want to do a health check and troubleshooting on your website, there's an extension for that. There's even extensions for if specifically you want to build a car dealership website, we can go up here and type in like car dealership. And there are specific extensions that are going to help you do that in a better way. So we have things like this, like motors, car dealing, classifieds, and listings. We even have like restaurant plugins if you want to make a restaurant website. We can install these right here. And this just isn't something that is available on Hostinger. There isn't extensions or plugins that we can install onto this. As I say, it's just very, very basic. We can do exactly what it says on the tin, but beyond that, it has very limited functionality. So overall, when we are comparing WordPress and the Hostinger website builder, the price itself is actually very similar because with both of these, we are going to be buying our hosting through Hostinger. The main difference comes in the ease of use and functionality. If you want a relatively basic and quick website that still looks absolutely fantastic, then the Hostinger website builder is going to be the better option. Alternatively, if you want a more advanced website, a website with more features and functionality, and you are happy to put the time in to learn how to use it, then WordPress is going to be the best option for you. So hopefully this video answered some questions and helped you get better clarity on whether you should use WordPress or the Hostinger website builder. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.